Hi, everybody. John Harris here with you on the Public John podcast. Back to some of the original podcasts here as a part of Public John Media. I have a very special guest today, a friend of mine named Ben Dabrowski. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing good, John.
All right. We're going to talk about some things Ben's got coming up and things he's done recently, which has been great in the world of comedy here in northeastern Kansas, and starting to get some things rolling around here, which is great. And Ben's a big part of that, so that's awesome. Before we do, I want to mention my friend Dennis Ingraldi from Vineland Realty Corporation in Vineland, New Jersey. Dennis sponsors all the Public John media shows, and that's great. It keeps us running and keeps the expenses minimal, which is great. So we want to thank Dennis and his crew at Vineland Realty Corporation, 634 East Landis Avenue in Vineland, New Jersey. Their phone number 856-690-9482. And any of your real estate needs, whether it's buying, selling, renting, leasing, and it doesn't have to be residential, it could be business as well. Give Dennis and his folks a call again at 856-690-9482. 634 East Landis Avenue in Vineland, New Jersey. If Dennis and his folks can't help you, they can find a resource for you that will. So that's Vineland Realty Corporation, 634 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, New Jersey. One more time, 856-690-9482. Thanks to Dennis and all his folks down there. And let somebody know that the Public John sent you. So I let Dennis know that he is actually spending that dollar for something. So meanwhile, let's talk to my pal Ben here. And I was going to say Dennis again. Geez whiz, it's not on the brain. Ben, you have been busy, my friend. I'm taking a look at stuff, doing a little comedy, but you've been busy lining up shows, and I've done that, so I know it's quite a bit of work. So you have one. When's the first one coming up that you're putting together?
Well, the first one that came up a little bit quicker is the one at A&H Farm that you're going to be performing at.
Yep, I thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was actually looking for a venue for the contest that I was going to do, and I stopped in at A&H Farm in Manhattan and got an idea for some of their stuff. But I said, you guys ever, you do corporate events and things like that, and you ever need any performers? And they have music. Sometimes they've had magicians. And I said, well, what about comics? You ever had comics? And they said, no, we don't know. What rocks do you look under to find a comic? I'm like, oh, well, I got a couple of rocks that I could show you to look under. So
there you go.
We kept in touch, and then they said they got their weekend festival coming up. They do kind of like a whole weekend thing. Throughout the weekend, they get 3,000 people through, and they want to have us on a stage for a couple hours on Sunday. So looking forward to that and see how that works out. Got six comics there.
What are the dates?
Hours. That is October 1st, Sunday, okay. October 1st.
Okay. Yep. So
stage will be set up 5,
right? Okay.
Yeah. And the 6 comics people we got 6 of them, and then Zach Omero is going to be hosting and kind of and filling in. But it'll be a nice family-friendly event, kind of low key. Just go up and just make some people laugh, and they're all there to have a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's all that matters.
And yeah, that's all that matters. And there's going to be, they got food and drink there, and they got lots of activities. So you have family members want to come along and do some of the stuff there. It's a pretty big place.
It's nice.
I was pretty impressed.
I've been out that way. I've never been there, but a couple of friends of mine, I think, are coming, and they've been there before, so they're like, it's a pretty cool place. They're kind of pumped to know that we're going to have a comedy show there, that you're going to put something on. So they're kind of excited because, like,
did they say something to you?
My friends did, not A&H Farm. My friends were like, we'll pencil you in. Gave me their info. No, my friends they've been out there before, and they've said, we've never seen comedy there. It's pretty cool that you're going to do that. So I'm like, well,
it just came together. So
yeah, sometimes you got to just say, well, there it is. Let's take it. And you never know.
That
That could
started
lead
because I
to
was,
a lot of other
yeah,
things.
yeah. I mean, it just gets some exposure and everyone's getting paid too. That's nice.
Nice.
um,
Who's performing
yeah.
besides Mac? You are, I take it, right?
No, I got Pat Billington is going to be there.
Oh, I love Pat.
Felicia Bender, and then Roger Revigilia, you, and Jay Patterson.
Okay.
John, Jay, Roger, Pat, Felicia, and Dan Watkins. Dan, Pops.
Okay.
He
Oh,
goes
okay.
by Pops. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. It's Pops, but
Okay.
we'll get you there too.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm feeling out this role of show. What would I be called? A show promoter? Is that what the deal
Be a
is?
producer.
Yeah, producer.
You're a producer. Yeah,
We've been
other
doing open
producers,
mics. Yeah, you and I have been to many open mics together.
right?
And they're fun and they're good experiences, but sometimes it just gets a little bit like I long for something a little bit more because there's
Oh
not
yeah.
everybody's there for the comedy, and you're just trying out new stuff, and you end up bombing. And it's a good experience. It's good to learn how to bomb. I actually bombed so much at those open mics that I started getting like friend requests on Facebook from terrorists. Um, they're trying to get me in there. But
Have you been on wanted
it,
post from the post office yet?
yeah. Um, for executing, bombing
Yeah.
terrorist events in comedy
Comedy,
clubs and
comedy,
bars across
comedy
the
club.
country. Yeah, but I mean, we get better at that, and we improve and work on our material. But at the same time, where's the real comedy?
Right.
The shows, the
Shows,
competitions,
contests,
things like
like that. Yep. Yeah. Open
that.
mics are a good training ground. Um, and
Yeah.
good for getting some feedback. But a point you
Mhm.
made quickly is a really good point. It's a really you made it a brief point, but it's actually one of the strongest points is when you go to an open mic at a place, a lot of times people aren't there for 100% for the comedy. They're there with their friends and a place to meet up, and they're
Mhm.
talking the whole time to each other and not paying attention. So sometimes it's hard to get a feel as to whether you yourself bombed or did they just not hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
Um, but it's still
yeah,
good to get on stage and practice new material or even old material and just practice and get stage time. So it serves a purpose. But like you said, the ultimate is to do shows. That's the ultimate.
right.
That's the ultimate
Yeah.
thing. So that's a great thing you're doing
Hmm.
on October 1st. It's great to how that came together. So
Yeah. And that came from the October 13th, Friday the 13th comedy show that we're the contest we're going to do,
yep,
which
that's what
again
we were
you're
going to.
participating in.
Yes.
Yeah, you're trying to scoop up all the prizes from Topeka down in Manhattan. So we'll see.
I'm
Will
not
be the best
scooping that
comic
much.
win, right?
I'm not scooping much, trust me.
Um,
It's scooped one time here.
you did pretty well. You did pretty well in Topeka, but yeah. So
Yeah,
we got that coming up. We're gonna have a judges panel as well as audience voting, just to get everybody involved.
I like
And
that.
the day that was available was Friday the 13th. Yeah, the Friday the 13th was available, so we're gonna see if anybody wants to come in costume too. We're
Okay,
gonna have a $50 prize for the best costume.
that's absolutely perfect. I like the fact that you are going to have judges.
Sorry, what?
I like the fact that you are going to have some judges, even though the audience is going to participate as far as scoring
Yeah,
and stuff, I guess. I like the fact that you're having judges too. And the two of them are pretty good. I mean, Dan Shank and Vicky Carey from Top City Comedy, that's a couple pretty good judges right
right.
there. So
Yeah,
it's very,
and Jeremy Ritchie also agreed he's going to be on there.
oh, okay, great.
So we'll have a couple of pretty regular comics. And
Okay.
if you're interested and eager to be part of that vote, make sure you buy your tickets as soon as you can because at the door tickets, it's not going to be as easy to get your vote in because we're trying to make sure everybody's name is kind of registered. We're not getting, we want to know who's who.
Right.
Yeah. So
they can get that information on a Facebook page, can't they, Ben?
yeah, there is the name of the contest is the Humorween Contest, and there's an event page for it that we've been putting all over Manhattan and all over Riley County that you guys can take a look at. All the information is there. Tickets are $10 a piece. But by following the event page and being interested in that, there's a lot of activities that we're doing leading up to it. So it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
But yeah,
sounds like it'll be a good.
So
now, how many?
Yeah,
do you know?
Sorry, what?
How many comics have signed up for that?
That's 9. We got 9 for that one.
Okay.
So everybody will get about
what, 7 minutes, 8 minutes? You there, Ben? Ben, what happened to you?
Oh,
there you're back. Okay. You were gone for a couple
yeah.
minutes.
No, sometimes I just zone out. A little Chuck Schumer.
I thought you'd be a little Mitch McConnell.
Oh, Mitch McConnell, that's what it is. Yeah.
Standing at the podium.
Just
freezes up.
Just freeze up. But that wasn't Zoom. So yeah, and and then you get back into it. Did you go to Happy Bassadon most recently, or?
No, I have not.
Didn't make it.
I didn't make it this week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it to.
I hadn't been there in a while, but just kind of on a whim on Wednesday, they had one in Manhattan. Actually, one of the contestants on October 13th hosts one at Finn's in Manhattan.
Okay, I was gonna ask
which is more of a multimedia. You could do a little bit of different things, but yeah, there was quite a bit of comedy. Me and a couple other guys did some sets. It was a lot of fun. It was I think we did real good.
Good, that's good.
But I was able to introduce myself to one of the other contestants that's going to be in the show, because there's a few people there that I haven't met personally. So he's got some experience with DJing and setting up equipment and stuff like that. So it was a good connection to make, and the guy cracked me up. So I think I don't know. I mean, if you're the kind of person that enjoys like Manhattan nightlife, and you're wondering what else there is to do, comedy's coming back. So
yeah, it sounds like it is, and that's great. You're on the ground floor of it, and you're helping get it going there. So that's great, man. Keep pumping, keep pushing it, man. But don't be afraid to go perform, even on shows you put on, even if you have to host. I hosted a lot in Jersey on shows I put on because it was better to have the comics for them to do sets. They'd rather do. So.
Well, actually, what happened was I'll be hosting the contest for sure.
Right.
And then the A&H Farm thing, they said 20 minutes a piece, 6 comics, 2 hours, and I was like, oh, okay, we got them all lined up. And I wait a second, we don't have like a host to go through.
Yeah.
And there was another person. We got Zach, who he wasn't really sure what he was going to come up with, and the 20 minutes and things like that. I said, listen, I'd like to have you on there. Why don't you just come through and do the announcements and throw in a few jokes, and it should be a good fit for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing for him, and good experience too. I mean, if you've never hosted, it's good to have on a quote unquote comedy resume that you've hosted a show like that. And like he knows up front, it's a family thing, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. And nobody, like you said, nobody really worries if you're setting up something and then you put yourself on it or whatnot. But I just thought, you know what, for once, I'm not gonna worry about the material or what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get people lined up and see if we can get them paid to do something they love for 20 minutes. And so far, it's working out.
Yeah, that's the good part. And it can come.
So are you working on your material?
Some.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got 28 minutes. 28 minutes coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I got.
And I've seen you. You've got hours. I mean, it'd
I mean,
be
I've got
with
stuff.
everything.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but A&H especially, I'll have to sort out what I can and can't theme wise, what
Right.
the theme of it.
Yeah.
But I've got that, and you never know. Is it now? Is A&H, is that going to be indoors or is it an outdoor stage?
I'm pretty sure it's an outdoor stage. They do have pavilions and tents up and stuff like that.
Okay.
They're working on an indoor space. They're renovating and a lot of stuff going on. They're a real powerhouse moving through.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the stage is or where it's going to be. But I am maybe that would be a good idea as I get it set up, get some pictures and try to work through some of the marketing.
Yeah.
We're trying to get some marketing up there. They did have an event page for it. I'll share that as well too. And when I help out with this, we'll try and get everybody linked to everything up as much as we can. So,
Oh yeah.
can I
Yeah.
ask you a question?
Sure.
What
Go.
is your what do you think between family friendly and no holds barred open mic? Are you comfortable in both? Is there's a place for everything?
I think there's a place for everything. I mean, certain comics may not want to do family friendly. Certain comics won't want to do no holds barred, but you'll find out more. Probably
Hmm.
will have trouble with family friendly because um, they think they have to, not necessarily language maybe, but the theme of whatever they're doing could be mature audiences kind of based. I'm fine with it, long as you know up front. But it is a good
Yeah,
to ask every comic, are you comfortable with doing a clean set? Uh,
yeah,
like
and it's not uncommon. You got Brian Regan and Jerry Seinfeld and those. I
and
mean,
they're fine. They're not over the line as far as no holds barred kind of stuff anyway. But that's
yeah,
natural. Both
but
of them.
they make any mature adult laugh. You know, it's not
Exactly.
clown comedy.
No, no,
So
no, no. It's not slapstick. It's not hit the
yeah,
nose kind of thing. It's
yeah.
yeah. I mean, they
But you think
got
there are going to be kids there, and but a lot of parents too.
yep,
So keeping it safe for everybody to
yep,
hear without being concerned, but also if you go get invited to a birthday party, if you go to your nephew's birthday party, there's a bunch of kids around,
you
you
can't.
can make them laugh too.
Yeah. Oh,
They
absolutely, absolutely.
so
So it's a matter of just going in and doing your thing. But
yeah, just go up and
I
play.
think this is something that, like you said, people are going to be, even if you're in a pavilion, families are going to walk around, they're going to hear the loudspeakers, so you don't want to be saying things that, kids shouldn't hear. Of course, every
Yeah,
once in a while I'll say something like that and somebody will go, oh, well, kids these days hear things that we know. You know what? I'm not
right.
going to be the one to expose them to it. That's,
Yeah,
that's not my thing. So yeah, I mean, I have a few things that I'm sure there would probably be a couple jokes in there that the adults will get that the kids won't, but they won't be they won't
yeah,
be dirty, they won't be filthy, they won't be inappropriate, that kind of a thing.
yeah. And they did say that even if there's jokes that go over the kids' heads,
Mhm.
this so it's just what it is. But we're all
Right,
independent contractors here too. That's the other thing.
right.
And I told them, I'll give them the warning and let them know what you guys are looking for.
Yep.
And everybody signed up and
Yeah,
I think we're all set.
that's great. That's great. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to the 13th just to um get feet wet again on something that, like you said, it's not an open mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I'm not traveling too far. It's like I've had a couple people tell me, you should come to Lawrence. It's a really great comedy scene. And I'm
yeah,
sure it is, but it's also going to be like 2 hours away. And then
yeah.
you get done a 10-minute thing, and I got to drive 2 hours home. It doesn't,
Mm.
it's nothing personal, but it
Yeah, I was
wasn't
thinking about
Broadway or Dangerfields where I was getting 20 or 30 minutes anyway, but still,
yeah.
it's a long
I
haul.
was thinking about Lawrence, yeah, because every day Saturday nights they have a good one, and I just can't. I can't get myself out there. But yeah, even Wednesday going to Manhattan, it was like I was on my couch, I was relaxed, I was comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I saw Chris Siegel was hosting, and I was like, okay, let's go. You know, it was a lot of fun.
And I was going to say, do you ever notice though, on days you hesitate? Yeah, I don't know if I want to go. You know what? I'll go. And a lot of times, that's the best night you have.
Yeah,
You know, it's
and
like,
you know what? You may be right. You know, it was weird because when I got up there, it kind of I got off the stage and I said to my buddies, I said, you know, it almost felt like everybody was listening. And he's like, yeah, you know, you had their attention. I was like, that was cool.
yeah, when they come specifically for a comedy show in a lot of places, like a place
Yeah.
like in Manhattan,
Right.
um, that's a good feeling because
Yeah.
they've come in just for that. It's been billed and promoted as a comedy show, um,
Right.
and that's what they get used to, and that's great. That's why I liked
Yeah.
Auntie Mae's when they did it. I mean, yeah, the back half of the bar were there to see each other, but from
Right.
half the bar up, we're all there for the comics, and
Yeah.
I always had a good time there. I mean,
Yeah.
no,
Got good energy from
yep. I made fun of
him.
people who were there. Um, I mean, and they liked it. I saw that, made
Yeah.
fun of, or brought back another comics joke. A lot of times, a couple of the times I went, and I had what I was going to say in mind, but if something else happened while I was sitting there watching, I just went with that. It was like,
Yeah.
and people were going, "Oh man, is that part of your regular material?" I went, "No, I kind of wished I'd recorded it." It's like,
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, but when people come
Yeah,
for
those
something
organic moments are hard to
hard to plan
you can't
for
plan.
and record, you can't plan for them, and but that's what part of what makes the whole thing fun.
Now, are you going to try to go for that? Are you going to try to go for that $50 bonus with the costume,
Um, I don't know. I
or is it
I may
costume
not.
hard for a performer? Hey, I've seen you dress up once.
I did dress up once, and
Yeah.
actually twice.
Or
Once was
yeah.
you probably saw the Christmas one, right? Or was it? Or
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Santa
it?
Claus. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Christmas. That's a little hard to do in October. Um, though
Well, it's just
I was going to say, though the
yeah.
material I did, I could do any time of the year.
Right.
If you think of
Yeah.
the setting for it, I'm not
Yeah.
going
No,
to
you
give it away in
definitely
case we
could.
do it again next year, but
Right.
I
But
could.
no, and it was just another idea since it fell on Friday the 13th. It's
Oh, it's a
spooky.
great
People probably
idea.
thinking
I don't know
Halloween,
if I will, but it's a
and
great idea.
yeah.
I have
Hopefully
an
people
idea
will
in mind.
raise that. Yeah.
I have an idea in mind if I do it. Of one I did last year. I only did it once, but I did it at the bowling alley. Um, but I didn't tell jokes with it. It was just the costume. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But I could probably work something up a few minutes if I did something
Yeah.
like that. But I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe I don't think I'm
I
gonna.
was just putting you on the spot. You don't have to do it.
Now
I was
I'm
just
just
making you
thinking, do
sweat.
I have something that would fit that costume? And I don't know if I do. Um,
Yeah.
so
Well, I want to let everybody know your host will have a costume. So
awesome, sweet, very
yeah.
nice. But then again, you can always do a costume and just do your material and not worry about whether it fits the costume or not.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll be. It's not a full blown special effects. It's
Yeah.
a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
appliances.
yeah.
Yeah, a couple of appliances to make it you know uh, uh, fill it out, let you know what the joke is. But yeah, it should be a lot of
You
fun.
don't have to, yeah.
We got a lot of enthusiastic sponsors that we're talking about on the webpage, and
I saw that.
um,
Great.
so yeah. Well, I appreciate your time there, John.
No problem. And I appreciate you taking the time to come on today. Tell us about it. So that's October 1st at A&H Farms.
Correct.
And October 13th is Humorween Contest. You're producing both shows. You're going to host
Yep.
the second one, October 13th. And that one, remind us all again of where the Humorween costume is on October 13th.
It's going to be at a place called CiCo Park in Manhattan. It's up, past Kimball, past K-State, stuff like that. I don't go up there that often, but CiCo Park in Manhattan,
Yep.
and the building is Pottorf Hall.
Or fall, right? Okay.
Pottorf Hall.
Yeah.
It took me a little while to get that pronunciation straight. I kept saying port off and stuff like that, but it's Pottorf Hall. Yep. Gonna
Sounds,
be a good time.
I think it's going to be a fun time. Either way,
Yep.
no matter, and in comedy, either way, it's always an experience that you can go back and talk about and go, oh, you know what did work? It was
Yeah.
really cool. Or, oh man, I remember one night we put on a show that, you know, I mean, you always have that to talk about, and you always have that as experience and a memory. Oh, no matter what, it's always.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Well, thanks again.
Yep, thank you for taking the time. It's October 1st at A&H Farms, October 13th, CiCo Park at Pottorf Hall. Come out and support Ben and the Manhattan comedy community. They're just starting to get things rolling, and we're trying to get comedy going back up here in Northeast Kansas and Manhattan. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So if you get a chance, get out there, look for the information on Facebook. Humorween has an event page. Ben, I'm sure will drop a link or two about the A&H Farm Show as well. Manhattan Comedy Community has its own Facebook page, so feel free to look that up too. All the events will be on there. And Ben, unless you have anything else before we head out of here, I will let you go and let you go enjoy your Saturday.
No, we're all set. Thanks a lot, John.
All right. Thank you, Ben. That's my friend Ben Dabrowski for the Manhattan comedy community and in Manhattan, Kansas. Get ready, folks, because the laughs are going to start flying. So you better make sure you wear your proverbial symbolic umbrellas. We'll talk to
All
you
right.
soon, Ben.
Yep. Thanks.